Hello my friends, how are you? It's great to see you for yet another video, and I know some of you are probably getting tired of any discussions having to do with the Epstein list. It is absolutely dominating the news right now as this thing continues to spin more out of control for Donald Trump, to the point that Donald Trump has lost control of the entire narrative on this thing, and even huge MAGA influencers and your normal average everyday MAGA dorks out there are questioning what is going on with Donald Trump. So as sick as maybe some people are getting of hearing about this, it is something we have to cover and we have to hammer repeatedly, because this is turning into a huge situation for Donald Trump and the MAGA movement, and it is just absolutely insane to see everything that is going on with it. So we're going to talk about it some more today, because this is, in my opinion, the biggest crack in the MAGA armor that the world has ever seen. As you've got and I don't mean to say these people are good people, but you've got influencers like Nick Fuentes, who is a really terrible person, by the way, like Joe Rogan, people just questioning what the fuck is going on with all of this. And remember, think back on the election. A huge reason why Donald Trump got so much attention and got so many people to vote for him was because, you know, people like Joe Rogan and people like Nick Fuentes and people like Charlie Kirk and Tim Pool and all of them were profiting handsomely. Like I said in yesterday's video, it pays a lot of money in America to lie to American people, and they were profiting so much money off of propping up Donald Trump that that's part of the driving force behind Donald Trump winning elections. So this is super fucking important, as this entire thing is collapsing around Donald Trump right now, to where he's resorting to deep state lies to try to clear his name. And we're going to talk about that a little bit. This is super fucking interesting. So one thing we have to talk about here, my friends, is why this is such a big deal again, and why it has come back up in the news once again, because we know the Epstein list has been a big deal for a long time, and people have wanted to know who's in it. And I think we got a good idea of one guy that's in it, right? It's the one that's freaking the fuck out over there, trying to get everybody to focus on other things. But it's been a huge deal, and since the MAGA movement is a bunch of fucking lunatic conspiracy theorists, Donald Trump himself helped drive home the point that there were a bunch of evil Democrats in there, evil Democrats, my friends, that need to be exposed. And me, like I said in yesterday's video, as a registered Democrat, if there are evil Democrats in there, then yes, they also need to be exposed. It's that fucking easy. I don't worship my politicians, my friends, and I think that if somebody from my side, in an elected official that has done something illegal, well, I think they should face the fucking consequences for that. So when people come over and tell me, well, Bill Clinton's in there now, do you want them to put the list out? Yeah, I still do. I don't know what you want me to tell you. But the reason this turned into a big deal, my friends, once again, is because of Elon Musk. Now, I want to be clear here, my friends. I still do not support Elon Musk. I may say some nice things about Elon Musk today in this particular video, but I want you to know that I did not forget the Nazi salute. I didn't forget that. I didn't forget all the veterans that lost their jobs and VA benefits for Elon Musk. I did not forget that. I did not forget the American citizens that were killed in planes because Elon Musk decided that we didn't need air traffic controllers anymore. Remember that? Yeah. And I also remember when Elon Musk, the world's richest man, decided to starve the world's poorest children. You guys remember that? So if any part of this video you get it twisted and you start thinking I'm praising Elon Musk, I need you to remember that Elon Musk is still a shithead, my friends. But in this particular case, Elon Musk has done something incredible. Remember when he didn't get his way with everything he wanted to do in the Trump administration? And I don't know the specifics, but basically Elon was ousted after a while, and it probably had to do, if I were to guess, with Elon's political popularity. There was almost almost nobody left in the country that liked Elon Musk after he got done doing all of his bullshit. I would guess the Trump regime decided it was better to distance themselves from him. Maybe so when the midterms come up, if we still have free and fair elections, right, the Republicans could win an election still. I don't really know, but Elon Musk had to fucking go. Then Elon Musk claimed that he was pissed off about the big beautiful bill, and he said he was pissed off about it because it was going to drive the deficit up, and we just can't fucking do that. But we know it's something more than that, because Elon Musk doesn't care if the country, America, gets fucking destroyed financially. He don't give a fuck. It probably had more to do, well, part of it was because the big beautiful bill gets rid of the EV tax credits that Elon Musk has made billions of dollars on. That could be a huge portion. And it was doing nothing for electric vehicles going forward because it wants to move us back in time. Can you believe that? A bill from Donald Trump that wants to move us back in time? Yeah, it wants to go back to coal and oil and gas instead of electric vehicles. That's probably what Elon Musk got pissed off about, because Elon Musk only cares about Elon Musk's money. He actually likes it when you have less money. He's a huge fan. If we were all starving, Elon Musk would feel like he was successful in his endeavors as long as he got more money out of it. But once Elon Musk got kicked the fuck out and was mad about this big beautiful bill, Elon Musk was the one that said he had the Epstein files and he was going to fucking release them, right? And we need to remember now, Donald Trump, in a panic then, went and bombed Iran. Yeah, you remember that? So we need to keep that in the back of our mind at all times while we go through this process. Donald Trump is going to do whatever it takes at this point to distract you from this thing. This is the thing. Because people always tell me when I'm covering whatever bullshit Donald Trump is doing, they say he's doing it because it's a distraction. You need to understand that a lot of what Donald Trump is doing is a distraction. It's from this. It's fucking from this. The Epstein list, that's what the Epstein files, that's what he's freaking the fuck out about. So Elon Musk threatened to put that out, got this whole thing started again. Pam Bondi way back, it seems like 10 years ago. We've all aged so much since Donald Trump came back into office, but she said she had the files on her desk. They brought influencers to come in and fucking hold up a folder that they had the Epstein files, and it was nothing. On a side note, I don't like when people say nothing burger. Does anyone else get bothered by that? Like, you've got people saying it was a big nothing burger, and I hate that. I fucking can't stand that term. So I always dance around that one because I think it's goofy. You got guys in suits and ties, like real fancy motherfuckers, educated, Ivy League colleges. And look, I would like them to talk to me like a normal person. I'm not saying that, but they're like, and this thing's a big old nothing burger. What the fuck are we talking about? That was just a little side tangent. I don't like it. I think we need to get away from that term collectively. The entire country goes, you know what, we're done with that one. Let's move past that. And that would be really fantastic. Anyways, what I'm trying to say is Elon Musk reignited this whole thing to get revenge on Donald Trump because he had been ousted from the federal government, because he wasn't going to get his EV tax credits, all of those fucking things. And you know what? It worked. Holy shit, did it work, my friends. Elon Musk is absolutely burying Donald Trump under this Epstein file thing, and I think it's because he actually has it at this point, because there's no way Donald Trump would be freaking out as badly as he is if he didn't believe also that Elon Musk has that. And it serves Donald Trump right. He's the one that allowed Elon Musk into the federal government to collect all of our data, including yours, Donald, you dumb son of a bitch, including yours, motherfucker. And yeah, he threatened to put that out, and that's what got this whole thing fucking started to explode into the absolute disaster that it is now for Donald Trump, and not for me. I'm not fucking worried about it. It doesn't bother me in the least, because you know what? I'm not in the Epstein files, my friend. So if somebody goes, Josh, if you don't do what I tell you, I'm going to put out the Epstein files, I'm going to double down on that sumbitch and tell them to go fuck themselves. Put out the Epstein files. You know why? Because I don't fucking care. I'm not in them, baby. That's how this shit works. That dumb son of a bitch Donald Trump, though, he's definitely in them. You want to do a little conspiracy theory real quick? Let's do this. Do you think it's possible that Elon Musk intentionally infiltrated MAGA and became Donald Trump's friend because he knew how easy it would be to manipulate Donald Trump and get on the inside with him with just a little bit of money and flattery? And then he used that to eventually bring down MAGA, was his point, was what he wanted to do. Probably not, but that'd be a fun conspiracy. That'd be a good movie, my friends. That'd be a lot of fun to watch. But he's doing it, and that's the fucking point. So now we're at this point, my friends. I'm trying to collect my thoughts. That's why I'm not making eye contact with you right at the moment. But we're at this point where Donald Trump is flipping the fuck out, and he's what the point of this video, what I really want to get to, is he's blaming my friends, he is saying that, let me try to slow down. I get excited sometimes. We went from the Epstein files definitely exist, they're on Pam Bondi's desk, remember, to the Trump regime putting out hardly any information to a bunch of right-wing influencers that were pissed off about it. We went from Dan Bongino and Kash Patel saying, hell yeah, put out those Epstein files, they're just trying to hide the elites illegal activities, to now all of a sudden there was no Epstein files. They didn't exist. What are you talking about? Yet Maxwell's in prison and Donald Trump's considering pardoning her, and Epstein died in prison over no files? You're telling me that crimes were committed but there's no documentation of those crimes being committed? Well, that seems pretty fucking bizarre for that to happen to white people in America. Now, the bad news, and this isn't funny, but if you're brown in America at this current time, brown or black or speak with an accent that may come from another country, well, you could actually end up in prison and no documentation of a crime, because that's what they're actually fucking doing. But we're talking about white people in America right now. One died in prison, one's still in prison, where the president's considering giving her a pardon over nothing. That doesn't make a whole lot of fucking sense. But now the point, my friends, all of this to bring us to the point. Donald Trump last night came out on Truth Social, so you know it's true, baby. It's on Truth Social. It ain't on We Lie About Shit Social. Fuck no, it's on Truth Social, so you know it's the goddamn truth. And came out and put up a post about how there are Epstein files, but they were written by the Clintons and Barack Obama. Barack Obama wrote the Epstein files, and there were a couple other people. Comey, was it Comey? I think it was Comey. But what he's saying, my friends, is the deep state did it. And this is brilliant. This is glorious. This is such a huge fucking deal, because he's making an accusation that once again the deep state is fucking with Donald Trump. And you know who's not buying it? So many people in MAGA. This is such a huge deal. It's great that this is happening, but it's great that it's happening this way specifically, because everybody, all these fucking MAGA dorks out there, believe that Donald Trump is a victim, that he has been poorly treated by the deep state. They've been targeting for him for all this time. And that's where you end up with these heroic images of Donald Trump just ripped. He's fucking shredded, right? He's been working out and he's sweating and he's wrapped in an American flag and there's a bald eagle flying in behind him, because Donald Trump, to them, in their eyes, has stood up to the deep state in America. He has fucking taken them down one by one, and Donald Trump prevails, my friends. And then he drops on this, that the deep state is doing the same thing. Keep in mind, Donald Trump has also partly campaigned on releasing the Epstein files, only because he knew it was what everyone wanted to hear, and then he thought he could never bring it up again and he would get away with it, right? I would have gotten away for it too if it wasn't for that pesky deep state, my friends. Motherfucker, they get him every time, don't they? That stupid son of a bitch. But why it's such a big deal is there are so many people out there that do not believe him, from influencers to his average everyday followers here in America, that are suddenly going, wait just a fucking minute here. Now you're saying that these files, they did exist, then they didn't exist, and now they do exist, but they're written by Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama. I don't even understand the foresight that Barack Obama must have had to sit down and write the Epstein files. I don't fucking know. But it's a big deal. Here's why it's a big deal. Because Donald Trump has been doing bullshit for years. For absolute fucking years, he has been doing a bunch of nonsense. And every time he gets caught up in something, Russia, and that's just one example I can think of off the top of my head. It's always some deep state conspiracy and people just fucking with him. And he's innocent. He didn't do anything at all. And he used the deep state excuse with this. Praise the Lord, my friends. That was such a huge mistake on Donald Trump's part, because this could open the fucking floodgates, my friends, to people going, wait, if this deep state conspiracy theory isn't true, were the rest not true? And I know that's me accusing MAGA of having fucking brains. It's a leap. It's a stretch, my friends, but it may just be possible that a few of their brains start ticking about all this deep state stuff and they go, fuck, we've been being lied to this entire time. And the way I want to wrap this video up, my friends, before I forget, there is a specific way I want to end this video, okay? This very well could be the biggest, like I said, biggest crack in the armor ever in the MAGA movement. This is going to be enough to divide these people in all different ways. They're going to fucking scatter. They are at a point in their life where they now have to decide, do I defend the most likely probable pedophile that we're talking about? Just got demonetized for that. God damn it, YouTube, stop it. I probably did. I'm not allowed to say Canada, apparently, and pedophile, and that gets me in trouble. Oh, and blowjob. Trifecta, baby. I said blowjob on a video once, and that didn't go over well. This video is definitely demonetized. Anyways, they're going to scatter. Here's the thing to keep in mind, though. This could be the downfall of the MAGA movement, but there's a huge but to this, okay, that we need to be watching out for. This does not end fascism in America. The door to that has been kicked wide the fuck open by Donald Trump ignoring the courts, by, the Project 2025 stuff that they've implemented. Fascism is alive and well in America. Even though this may be Donald Trump's downfall as far as his support goes, he has given power to the next asshole that comes along that wants to do all kinds of crazy shit. And we need to remember that, okay? This is not the fucking end of attempts at fascism in America. He's opened the door. We are in for a lifelong fight with people trying to run America a very certain way. And we need to remember that. And the last thing we need to fucking remember, my friends, that we need to pay attention to is Donald Trump is very, very, very desperate to distract you from this, the Epstein files. We need to have our fucking heads on a swivel right now, because Donald Trump will do anything in the world to make sure we forget about this, okay? It's the same president that has threatened to turn the military against Americans. We need to be aware that he will go to great lengths to get our minds off of this. Shit could hit the fan, my friends. Donald Trump is terrified of this thing in particular. I don't know what that means. What I'm saying is we all need to be aware of what he's going to do now to try to get our minds off of this. That being said, I have to go. I love you guys. Bye now.